welcome to another episode of KJ Sports Talk, where we talk sports all day, every day. I am live in my vehicle right now, but it's been a lot of things going on in the sports world, so of course I have to give y'all the scoop. It is my duty to do that. But before we get into the video, make sure y'all hit that like button, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to leave your comments. Whatever you comment, I will reply to it. Please leave your comment. But let's get into the video. So there has been a couple of moves around the NFL. A lot of signings. Certain players didn't get signed, Dak. But some players were lucky enough to get signed. Today was the deadline for some players to get signed to a long-term deal. As we all know, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys were unable to come to a long-term deal, and I will be doing a video on that to tell y'all like the possible outcomes that can come out of them not signing Dak to a long-term deal before the deadline today. But let's get into who was able to get signed today. First, Derrick Henry, running back for the Tennessee Titans. As y'all know, they did earlier this year put him on a franchise tender, but they just agreed to a 4-year, $50 million contract with $25.5 million guaranteed. As we all know, Derrick Henry led the league in rushing last season, over 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, and it's a good signing for the Tennessee Titans because you can't even mention the Tennessee Titans without mentioning Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is the Tennessee Titans. If Derrick Henry not on that team, they not going nowhere near as far as they got. So Derrick Henry is that team, and he deserves every penny of the money that he is receiving because he has carried that team year after year after year. So Derrick Henry, 4 years, $50 million with $25.5 guaranteed. Also, Cleveland Browns pass rusher Myles Garrett came to an agreement with the Cleveland Browns on a 5-year, $125 million deal. There's a lot of stuff to go along with this contract. 5 years, $125 million, $100 million in guarantees, $50 million guarantee at signing. So that is a real good signing for them as well. Arguably, well, it's not even arguably, he is their best defensive player. Myles Garrett had 10 sacks last season, 2 forced fumbles. So when it comes to rushing the passer, he is one of the best in the league right now. So it's good that they got him locked up on a long-term deal. He's still pretty young. So $5 million, $125 million, $100 million guarantees, and $50 million due at signing. So that's a good signing for them. And last but not least, this also happened earlier this week. Kansas City Chiefs defensive tackle Chris Jones was able to reach an agreement with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was wondering how the hell does Kansas City even got enough money to pay anybody on the damn team? Y'all just gave Pat Mahomes over a contract that could be worth $500 million damn dollars. I don't even know how the hell y'all got money left. But they was able to get Chris Jones signed. His contract is a 4-year, $85 million, $60 million guaranteed for injuries, and $37 million guaranteed due at signing. So, and $5 million for if he reached certain incentives. So 4-year, $85 million. It's a lot to go along with his contract. And even though the Kansas City Chiefs defense is not the best defense in the league, I think we all know that by now, Chris Jones is a critical part in that defense. Last year, he damn near had 10 sacks. He had 9 sacks as a defensive tackle, not an edge rusher. See, people don't be understanding the difference between when you rushing from the edge and when you a defensive tackle, you right in the middle. You in the middle of everything. It's hard. It's harder for defensive tackles to get to the quarterback. It's way easier for them edge rushers to. But a defensive tackle, it is way harder for them to get to the quarterback. And he got to the quarterback 9 times last season. So you got to get that man props. He is one of the best defensive tackles in the league today. So, like I said, their defense is not all the time all that great. So it's good that they was able to sign him to a long-term deal. So Chris Jones, 4 years, $85 million, 60 guaranteed for injury, $37 million due at signing. So that was the a little bit of NFL news today for y'all. Some people who got signed, and again, some people that were not signed, even though it's kind of his fault because they offered him plenty of damn money that he didn't want to take. But hey, that's gonna be in another video. So there you have it. Derrick Henry, 4 years, $50 million. Myles Garrett, 5 years, $125 million. Chris Jones, 4 years, $85 million. That's the NFL news today of the players who got signed. And next video will be about what could happen in the future since the Cowboys could not get Dak Prescott signed, and part 1 of my top 10 tight ends in the league. So I'll see y'all on the next video.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never, ever,